Hopefully you guys have watched the kind of introductory video, a tour of Photoshop that shows you what all these different things are. You got tools over here. You have a whole bunch of different panels or palettes. They used to call them, well, I can't remember which they did first, palettes or panels, and it doesn't really matter, but they're over here. If you, let's see, window, workspace, you want to make sure you have the photography workspace turned on. Sorry, I think one of my children must have sent me a text. But we're going to start on exercise 1, pattern. And the whole idea of pattern is not all that important, but you're going to learn some tools here and some things that they will do and kind of get your feet wet. So we're going to go to the File menu, and we're going to open a file. Now I've already browsed over here to my new photo samples, and I want E1 flower here. And used to be I had to do some fancy stuff, and now I can just squeeze my little trackpad a little bit and make it smaller. But we're going to open this RGB image, and right up here it says that it's an RGB image. And it doesn't have any layers on it. There's extra layers. There's a background, but nothing else. And resize the image if necessary. I have no idea what this is, but if I go down here to the lower left, right at the bottom of the screen is the dock size. I can click on that. This is telling me it's 20 by 15. And I'm going to want to add 5 inches to this. I want 2.5 inches all the way around. So 2.5 inches to the left, 2.5 inches to the right equals 5. Well, we're going to do that a little bit later, though. We're going to click on the rectangular marquee tool, and you get a little movie here of what that does. And we're going to select something. And it doesn't have to be very big, but you want a couple of them appearing in over here on the canvas. So that's about right. And I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to talk you through it because I have enough patterns to keep me happy for the rest of my life, and I don't need one more. Like I say, I don't really use them that much. But we're learning about this selection tool here, and this is a good way. And you can see what's selected because there's this line of what Photoshop users call marching ants. And so we have something selected. And we're going to go up, let's see, next, go to the Edit menu, and scroll down to Define Pattern. And you give it a name, you get a little picture of it, you click OK. I'm going to click Cancel because I don't want it. But I have made a pattern. And you're going, well, nothing happened. Actually, it added it to your pattern library. And I'm going to deselect my selection. And it's up here in the Select menu, Deselect. But in a Mac, it's this Command D. On a PC, it's going to be Control D. And it's a keyboard shortcut. And I use those a lot. Anytime you're doing some menu item that has a keyboard shortcut, learn the keyboard shortcut because it'll save you a bunch of time. But we now have a pattern selected. The next thing here is down here using the foreground background color picker in the toolbox, choose white as the background color. That's down here. And it's not really necessary because this is Photoshop 2021 and they've changed things, but I'm not about to change this whole thing because one line of it's unnecessary. Now we're going to add a canvas to this. So I'm going to go to the Image menu, and several of you will click on Image Size and wonder why it didn't work, but you want Canvas Size. And I'm going to add 5 inches to this. So we'll go 25 and 20. And I don't know what this relative even means, but I put my anchor point in the middle, so I'm going to get this all the way around. And canvas extension color. You can select a bunch of stuff here, but it's pick white and click OK. Now this adding canvas to it, I do a lot. I will take type tool, which is over here, a horizontal type tool, and I will add a type layer, a title down there, and I'll print this, put it in a frame. It looks matted. So now you have something you can actually use, but I'm going to fill it with a pattern I already have. But first we need to make a selection here, and I want a little bit of a white border around the image. So you can see I've got marching ants here. So if I fill this with a pattern, I'm going to mess up my photograph. What I want is a pattern around the canvas here. So I'm going to select inverse. And now, as you can see, I've got marching ants here and here. Now I can fill with a pattern. And that's in the edit menu, fill. And we'll go with this pattern I've already created, but you may have to get this and select pattern. It's probably just something else. And click OK. And there it is. It has filled it with a pattern. Now, if this is really big, but I'm going to show you a little trick here. I'm going to go to the File menu, Export, Save for Web. And I will get something that looks like this. And I want a decent quality JPEG, and so select a decent quality JPEG. Just because I like really good pictures, we'll go with maximum. And down here it tells me how big this thing is going to be. So it's going to be 1.52 megabytes if I select OK, but I want to make it smaller. So let's make this one 700 pixels